Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you all how I wash and clean my makeup brushes. So this has been highly requested on my Instagram. I've had a lot of people ask me to show them all how I wash them. I do actually wash my brushes with Surgical Spirit in between each client, and then at the end of the day I'll give them a good wash. So I'm just going to be showing you how I wash them thoroughly. If you want me to do a separate video showing you how I spot clean, then I can do, but it's just really, it's like a 2-minute job, so I didn't see the point in even filming it. So I'm just going to show you how I properly, thoroughly clean my makeup brushes, and really cost-effective way. So I hope you get some tips and tricks. They're minging, so they need a wash. These are actually my personal brushes as well. Obviously I've not done clients because my area is still in lockdown. So this is purely just my brushes, my dirty brushes. And yeah, I'll be talking to you all about loads of different things. How to clean them, what I clean them with, how to dry them, how long to leave them dry for, what to do, what not to do. Lots of bits, lots of bats. So yeah, if you want to see how I manage to clean my brushes, then stay tuned. But before you start, don't forget to subscribe, put a thumbs up and leave a cheeky comment down in the comment section. Thank you. So today I'm going to be showing you how I clean my brushes. This is literally me washing my brushes thoroughly. Obviously I do spot clean my brushes in between clients. These are mainly my personal brushes, so I tend to keep them washed quite regularly. I wash them like normally after every makeup look I do. However, I've done a few different looks this past couple of days, so I'm going to give them a proper good clean and just show you all the best way to do it. So the product I use to actually wash the brushes is good old Fairy, the washing up liquid. Sounds a bit bizarre, but this is really recommended by top makeup artists. It's even recommended by MAC Cosmetics. This, I've used it for ages. I love the results that I get from it. Only thing with it is you do need to make sure that you do wash your brushes thoroughly with water after. So I'm just going to show you guys how I do it. So obviously the water you're going to be running needs to be like lukewarm. You don't want it too hot because you don't want to damage your brushes. And I'm going to start off with a face brush. I'm going to go in with my Peaches and Cream brush. As you can see, the brush is really dirty. I do use this for bronzers and stuff like that. And then what I do is, now the water is lukewarm, I just rinse the end of the brush thoroughly, switch the tap off, and then obviously you can see that the brush is wet. I'm just gonna pop a little bit of washing up liquid on the palm of my hand and just really, really get that all soapy and wash that off. And I'm just going to pop the tap on. I don't really leave my brush underneath the sink as such, because I find then you've got constant water on the brush and it's going to leak down into where the glue is. So an important trick is, once you have washed your brush, obviously drain it off with as much as you can. You can see the brush is nice and clean now. Literally took seconds, and obviously when you wipe it on your hand and you drain it, there's no more dirt coming off. So that's when you know you've removed any dirty, obviously, foundation, bronzer and stuff like that. So what I do then is, obviously I find if you have your brushes standing up in a pot like that, for example, that's going to cause the residue of the water to leak down into where the glue stays in the brush. So I'll just put it on a towel like this, move these out of the way, and then that will dry on its own. And I normally give it like a few hours to dry. So I'm going to move on to some of the smaller eye brushes just to show you all. With the smaller brushes, I do tend to do a few at a time. This is because, well, it's just easy because they're small, you know. So you just repeat the same process, rinse them. A few neon colours in there. Pop a little bit on your hand. You literally don't need much, about a 5 to 10p size. And then I just literally give that a mix. And you can literally, I mean, it looks green, but that's because of the neon. And you just keep doing this until you're happy. Give them a rinse. And then you can see, obviously look, there's still soap in those, so you wanna, if there's still soap in the brushes, you wanna make sure obviously there's no soap whatsoever. You don't wanna cause damage to your brushes, so. And then just leave those to dry as well. I'm gonna put these ones over here. Now I'm going to show you how I clean my concealer brush. So this is the MAC 252 brush. This is actually natural hair. So with the natural hair brushes, they too do tend to dry out a lot quicker. So obviously you want to make sure that you are looking after them a bit more than the synthetic ones. I find that the synthetic brushes do last a lot longer. So natural hair brushes, you do need to take more care of. So when I say more care, I mean just cleaning them more regularly, and obviously don't leave product on them for too long. So same again, rinse the brush, give it a mix, and you can see all that product on the palm of my hand just coming off, and it's actually disgusting. So giving it a rinse, proper good swell. Rinse my hand off. Rinse the brush, and same again. Just keep repeating that process. Because I haven't got the brush directly under the tap, you're reducing the damage of the brush, because if I was to have that under there, like I said earlier, you're going to cause more water to drop down where the glue is. So keep rinsing it until you're happy with no product whatsoever. And you can literally see I've got the colour of the brush back. So it's like an orangey colour, really nice. And yeah. So I'll show you a foundation brush, because these are minging. This is after about 2, maybe 3 times using it on my face, which is quite dirty. However, I'm going to show you how I wash it. These are really dense, so they can be quite difficult to clean. So this is why I like to do these with, obviously, washing up liquid. I find it really gets in between it with the soap and the bubbles. A little bit on my hand like so, and then just really getting in. You can just see that dirt, it's just disgusting. So you can see with the, obviously because the brush is so dense, it don't bubble up as much. It kind of just goes to water, and can you see that? It's clean up here roughly, and it's just got that dirt mark. So this is the problem with these. Because when you're putting your foundation on, you're using every angle of this brush, because you're dabbing. You're dabbing that way, you're dabbing that way, and stuff like that. So you need to make sure that you are really washing the whole brush. It's getting right down to the bottom of that brush. And giving it a good scrub. And draining it off, and you can still see there's foundation coming out of that. Although it might look clean, giving it a good scrub and then a rinse, there's still foundation coming out. So that's what you want to get rid of. You don't want foundation further down, because then the brush ain't clean. So this is a synthetic brush, so you can be a bit more rough with the synthetic brushes. You know, you haven't got to worry too much, but it's just a case of the glue underneath the brush. You don't want that becoming loose, because that's when you get hairs coming out and your brushes start to fall apart. Nice and clean, and that's ready to be dried. Same again, keeping all your brushes flat. You don't want them standing up, you don't want the water running down. There is a tip to actually have the brushes leaning against something, but I do find this does cause your brushes to shake in a certain way. So having them flat on a towel will get them to dry perfectly. I'm just going to go ahead and clean all these brushes, and I'll then have a chat with you after I've cleaned them. So now you can all see clearly all my brushes have been washed. They've all spaced out nicely on the towel. Having them spaced out and obviously not touching each other really is the best way to obviously help them dry quicker and dry without obviously denting the brushes in a certain way. What I also do when I've washed my brushes is I do wash the containers that they were in. So just because obviously when I'm touching the handles on my brushes and obviously the dirty brush hair is all going in the pot as well, so there's going to be bacteria in my pot. So there's no point in me washing my brushes to then put them in a dirty pot again. So I find, just for my own peace of mind, I do clean the pots as well. Obviously due to coronavirus and everything as well, you do need to clean everything that you're using, especially with clients. So this is just a procedure that I do anyway, and I'm going to enforce more now that coronavirus is around. So I tend to just put these with hot water rather than warm, lukewarm like with the brushes. So I'll just fill it a little bit like that. And I will just pop some washing up liquid in there. Just a little drop. Give them a little swirl so it gets a bit soapy. And the best thing I do is I've got my own makeup sponge. So obviously this is just a washing up sponge, but I use it directly for my brush pots. So obviously you should change these every now and again if obviously they're getting damaged. But this is a brand new one that I've just opened. So I'm just gonna move these to one side whilst I soak that. And obviously the soap in there, so what I'll do is I'll just give them a good scrub. Rinse it out a little bit because it's splashing. All along the outside. All in the middle. Around the edges because that's where the brushes would be touching. Like so. And then I will just give them a rinse. And I'm just going to put these behind me to dry. And then the same with the other one. So I'm going to leave these brushes to dry now for probably a good like 3, maybe 4 hours, depends how long they take to dry. So all my brushes are now clean. So I really hope you enjoyed watching me wash and clean my brushes. I hope you did really learn something from it. You know, everyone has their own ways of how they wash them and stuff like that. So it's not to say that any other way is wrong. It's just my personal way I like to wash my brushes. And obviously, like I said previously, I do also spot clean them with Surgical Spirit, which I do in between each client. But this is just general, at the end of the day, give your brushes a good wash sort of thing. And I do this with my own brushes all the time. So it's just a cost effective, you know, cheap, cheerful, works. As long as they're clean and sterilised, it doesn't matter what way you wash your brushes, as long as they're clean, that's all that matters. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you'd like more videos like this, then feel free to let me know. But before you go, don't forget to subscribe, put a thumbs up and leave a cheeky comment down in the comment section. Thank you.